Hi, my name is Christian Wijaya, and today I want to give you 5 tips on how to present on Zoom like a pro. First of all, let me ask you a question. Have you ever experienced a meeting that kind of looked like this? You're the presenter, but people are disoriented, and this person doesn't even have their camera on, and there's not much engagement. Well, I've been in plenty of those meetings, and I'll tell you that this is not really a great way to communicate. But that's why I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to make your Zoom meeting more effective. First of all, let's start with tip number 1, setting the stage. What you see over here is actually my current setup. I'm sitting right here in this chair, and I have this green screen behind me. I also have dual monitors on my table back there, and I have good lighting on top of me as well as a headset. Now, these are all very important. First of all, let's talk about a good microphone or headset. You want people to be able to hear you, and therefore you need to have a good headset so that people can clearly listen and understand what you're saying. Second, I also have lights everywhere. I have these lights on top over here, as well as I got the light on my desk, as well as right in front of me. These just help to illuminate yourself so that people can see you and you can make a better connection with your audience. I'll talk about the dual monitors later. Uh, Finally, I also have this green screen back here. Actually, if I turn this off, this is what it really looks like. It's a green screen. But this screen, the one that I have, is a portable green screen that you can buy on Amazon for about $150. So as you can see, it actually collapses really easily. Within a few seconds, I can collapse this thing and I can lock it and bring it with me. So it's really portable. So this is a really good piece of equipment to have. So setting up and having a good setup really makes a big difference in creating a good Zoom presentation. So now let me tell you about tip number 2. So for tip number 2, I use Zoom's virtual background as slides. Now get this. Of course, you can use virtual backgrounds on Zoom like everybody else does, like showing like a nice little background and kind of making your video look a little bit more interesting. However, what if you actually created images with content and use that in your Zoom presentation? But that's exactly what I've done. Now, if you go to your Zoom controls, go to video, and then go to settings, you should be able to see a menu like this. And then over here, this is where you see virtual background. Now, here are some backgrounds that you're given, and usually Zoom gives you a couple of default ones. But if you look at this plus button over here, you can actually upload your own virtual images. Now, instead of just sticking with scenery, you can definitely use these to create some slides. So that's why I created some slides here. And throughout this whole video, you'll see the slides that I've created just to make this video a little bit more engaging. Remember, you are the presentation, not your slides. So this way you can be fully immersed within your slides and you can give a good presentation. Now, tip number 3, this is all about maintaining eye contact. Now, sometimes that's kind of challenging when you're in a virtual situation because you have your computer in front of me and we like to look at the people that we see. But if you're looking at their particular picture, you will not look them directly in the eye. So you might be looking a little bit off screen and it doesn't really look that intimate. But if you look directly in the camera, that is the way to go. And for most computers, you'll find like a little dot like this one over here that shows you where the camera is. And that's kind of what I focus on right now. I'm focusing on this green dot so that I know where to look. Tip number 4, it's about knowing your audience. Now, this is where my dual monitor setup comes in. So I have this monitor back here so I can see my audience and what is going on. And it helps, even though I'm looking at my camera over here, I once in a while glance over there just to read reactions and see if people have puzzled looks on their faces or whether people are enjoying my presentation. These are visual clues that you as a presenter need to keep in mind in order to adjust your presentation and be able to read your audience and know your audience. Also, I have a little Nest Cam over here so that I can see when I get deliveries and packages. That's another tip. Finally, tip number 5, it's all about content. With all this technology, you can set it up and make really crazy things. However, content is really still what matters in your speech or video. First of all, just like any good speech, you need to have a good opening, body, and conclusion. In this video, I made an opening by showing you this Zoom call that seemed disorganized. But I also had a body, which are the 5 tips that I just told you about. And then there's a conclusion that kind of summarizes things and has a good call to action, which I will get to in a moment. So in summary, using Zoom, you can make really engaging presentations live. Please follow all these tips that I just mentioned. And also, if you want to know more tips, you can follow me on social media. This is my handle, Christian Vijaya, and this one works on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And that's kind of the benefit of having a unique name. Remember that you are the presenter and you are the presentation. Everything else that you use is there to help you, but should not be the focus of your talk. So I hope this finds you well. Go ahead and like me on this video. And also if you want to know where to get some of this cool stuff like my equipment, I'll also post some links in the video down here. All right, thank you.